Hey guys, good morning. Yeah, I'm back. Huh. I know it's been a while. I've had a really, excuse me, a really hectic past couple weeks. I think one of my speakers, I think Eric Thomas called it character building moments. And did you ever have those seasons where the little things started to stack up against you? And you're just barely hanging on by your fingernails and it's not fun. It's not fun. Hold on. Let me get this down. All right, that's better. So yeah, what's been going on. You guys know I had to find housing for me and my family suddenly because my landlord wanted to sell the house because the market is ripe for the housing market, and he's wanted to sell for a while, and we started to look around because we had 45 days to get out, find a new place, or buy the place that we had. And we decided not to buy the house that we had because it had quite a few things that we just wanted something big with a bigger yard. We just wanted something better, you know and in and it was no fault to the landlord. He said, well, I need you guys out by a certain time. I requested more time. He said no, because he wanted to get the contractors in to start fixing it up because it needed some electrical work, and the back bathroom, totally needed to be redone, and we were going to do it, but he didn't want us to fix anything up unless we bought the house. So we decided to part ways. It was amicable. It was fine. But I tell you, moving, it's pretty much like a four-bedroom house. And you guys know that, oh man, there's okay, okay, I can still go around. I've been running into traffic jams the whole day today. And it's just one of the other little things that have been just happening. And yeah, I tell you, not to change the subject, but have you ever watched one of those horror movies where they're in like a haunted house and they don't know it, and little things start going wrong, and you see the monsters or the demons in the background jacking everything up, and the protagonists in the stories don't realize what's going on. Well, that's what's been going on in my life. I mean, all these little things have been just stacking up, to the point where you have to make the choice on whether you're going to endure. Because mind you, we will all get through this, but the question is your attitude. How do you get through this? Are you going to go through this smiling and laughing, or are you going to go through this crying and whining? So, anyways, let me get back to my story. We decided, me and the landlord set apart amicably. And so we started going through the process of moving, and we found a house, but we can't close until like for 45 days because the market is just so swamped. And so they said, everything is just taking exponentially a longer time, on top of it being the corona. So we had to find a place to rent until we could close, which, could be 2 months, could be 2 weeks. So no one's gonna rent to us month to month or week to week. Short term leasing now today is called 12 months. And so I had got a family of seven, because my daughter Dee Dee, has the four grandkids and they live with us. And so we were already, making moves to get her own place, and help her be independent. But it hadn't happened yet. Sorry, it's my allergies. Um, and everything takes time. Everything takes time. So we actually, my pastor, my church has been wonderful. They've been helping us through the whole process, and they found a place for her. But needless to say, it's not going to happen for a couple weeks. So my realtor, Christy Thomas, phenomenal woman. Check her out. She's great. Found us a place where one of her coworkers said that we could rent his apartment month to month, and I said, okay, cool, sweet. So we start making moves. We start packing up. Ended up we needed not just one pod, because we were putting all our stuff in storage, but we ended up needing two. Um, the guys from church came by and helped with the move, and it's just immense. I mean, we just have a ton of stuff, and a ton. I mean, I still got stuff in my car, that I haven't moved into the apartment yet. And we had to decide which had to go and which had to stay. All the stuff that comes with a move, and it just reminds me of life. When you're moving from one level to the next level, when you're trying to increase your territory, when you're trying to when you're going after your dream, your destiny, your purpose, the best life you want to live, when you're going after that, expect opposition. Just expect it. And I remember my wife just praying that it was all going to be smooth and groovy with no problems, and we are going to be able to move from one house to the next. I would have loved that. I mean, I don't think I don't think anything in my life has ever happened smoothly. Not even, not even being married to my wife. But I mean, but it's still been phenomenal, even though it hasn't been smooth. But and I sometimes look at it and I wonder if, roll with me. I think it's not supposed to be smooth. I think the friction is necessary to smooth out the rough edges that we don't realize that we have. So we start making this move, and I lost my belt, bought a new belt, lost that one. I don't know how I lost it. I must have packed it up. It must be in storage. So I'm walking around, pulling my pants up. Went off today to go buy another belt. The train has stopped on the highway, and I don't know what's going on there. I've seen so many police today. It's just it's weird. So I had to turn around. Couldn't get breakfast or lunch because half of our food is still packed up in the storage. We've been eating fast food, like, I mean, we have no choice, and that doesn't do well with my metabolism. um haven't been able to go to the gym, so I haven't been able to get my stress relievers. And so, oh, and on top of that, the apartment we moved into is up 3 flights of stairs. So after putting everything in the pod, which is just, I mean, you guys know that's just a workout in itself. My trainer was laughing. She's like, "Do you want to work out tomorrow morning?" And I was just like, and she's joking, and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't think so." Because I had to go up 3 flights of stairs carrying boxes and bags, and I did 3 miles going up and down 3 flights of stairs. I was checking my watch, and my back, everything was hurting. Um, get in there, and I said, okay, I'm gonna take a shower. Then I'm just gonna go into a coma. Go to take a shower. The ceiling, I guess, a pipe was busted in the apartment, and so the ceiling starts raining. Yeah, so I had to turn off the shower, mop up the floor, had to wash up in the sink, and then we find out that the sink in the kitchen also leaks, so we couldn't even wash dishes. And then my wife's the internet wasn't working that we got, so she could work from home. So she had to take 2 more days off, and so things just the little things just started to stack up, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. I remember just standing in the bathroom as the as it started raining all over the bathroom. And there's that moment where you want to either cuss, cry, or laugh. And you know me, I'm crazy anyway, so I just started laughing. I mean, I just found it hilarious. It was just hilarious, and I'm like, okay, all right. And I know that's been one of the gifts God has given me. That when it really gets intense, I will find humor in it. And it remind when I was going up the steps, um, and I was hurting. I was letting people just go by me. I was like, "Oh, you going up the steps? Okay, no problem. Go right ahead." I had this young guy. I was carrying these boxes, these bins. They were like about 50 pounds each, and I had a dolly, and the dolly kept falling apart. And so the young dude came and I say, "Hey, sir," which that old, out of shape guy. He said, "Can I help you?" And I was like, "Absolutely." And he said, "Let me just grab these and see how fast I can take it up 3 flights of stairs." He snatches the boxes, runs up the steps, runs back down, grabs another one, runs up. I was too tired to be bitter. I almost, if I would have had money on me, I probably would have paid him like my grandpa would have. But I didn't have anything. And he's like, "No problem, sir." And then he goes off. And I'm like, oh my God. And my one friend, my friends were trying to make me feel better. She's like, "Oh, well, he hadn't been working all weekend moving like you." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, that's true. But, um, I'm out of shape." I mean, come on, man. I haven't done squats in forever, let alone the stair machine. I know what the deal is, but it's okay. It was all good. It was all groovy. Um, but it was just those kind of things that just, made me just laugh. Um, and I'm kind of looking, asking the question, how do you handle it when the little things stack up against you? When everything seems to start going wrong, what do you do? What do you do? And so, later on that night, in fact, I was, it was the first night in the apartment, and we'd hardly have any furniture, because we're not planning on being there long. And I didn't feel like carrying, furniture up 3 flights of stairs. And my daughter had fallen asleep. She hadn't even taken a shower. She was so tired. She just took her kids and they just got on the air mattress and just passed out. So I'm going back in my bedroom. My wife is still going. She's still going strong, trying to put stuff away. And I just started thanking God because at least we had a place to stay. At least we had food to eat. And I mean, and I shouldn't say at least. I mean, these are monumental because I look at all the people who are out there that are homeless right now. We could end up in a homeless shelter. you know, um, we could end up anywhere, but we didn't. We ended up. We had a place to stay. It's warm. We have air conditioning. We still have jobs. We still got our family together. Everybody's still healthy, except for me with my allergies that are driving me crazy. And the air mattresses aren't that bad. They're not that bad. My back was hurting from going up those steps. It wasn't from the air mattress. And so I just started getting really grateful. And I just started thinking, because if you focus on the negatives, if you focus on the failure, it really it really becomes self-defeating. Because as the little things were stacking up to get against me, I was also thinking about the little things that were working for my good. And I don't know what movie it was. It was a football movie, and I forget who the actor was, but he was talking about he was giving a speech to his team, and he was talking about the inch, and he says, "We fight for the inch, we crawl for the inch, we bleed for the inch, because when you add those inches up, you cross the finish line. You get to the goal. You make it. And sometimes when it gets that, I mean, I know a lot of us because of our lack of patience, and I run into that with when dealing with my addicts. We have no patience. But that's the problem with the whole addiction thing. Everything about the addiction is instantaneous, and that really kind of screws us when it comes to dealing with really with life on life terms, because life on life terms is about the inches. And so as I was going up the steps, and I was dragging, man, because I mean it was, hey, it was 3 miles. It reminded me of when I first went backpacking with my pastor and Ray, and we were going up that mountain, man, and it was the first of two mountains. And I'm just moving slow. I'm just, taking like 10 feet, then resting. 10 more feet, then resting. 10 more feet. And it felt so ridiculously slow. And it was. It was. But nevertheless, I made it. And if we keep crawling inch by inch, and I know the inches can be brutal, can be grueling, but at least you've got to understand that those inches will add up to yards. Those yards will add up to miles, and you will cross that finish line. I remember when I got to the last load to go upstairs, and I was like, okay, this is it. And just knowing it was the last load, I got a little bit more pep in my step, and I started, because I would rest after each flight. I'd get up to one flight, rest, get up another flight, rest, and when I got to the last load, I took all 3 flights. Thought I was gonna kill myself, but I said, you know what, this is it. We're here, and you got to understand that once you've got in so much mileage by doing your inches, you'll see that finish line. And sometimes all we got to do is just see it. And if we keep moving forward inch by inch, the, for me, the goal wasn't to get to the finish line. The goal was just for me to see it. And in so many areas in my life, I use my imagination to visualize my destination, and I see it. So I'm just encouraging you guys today, see where you're going and keep moving forward. It doesn't matter what's stacked up against you, because you got to realize what's stacked up for you. Sometimes we got to stop complaining about the lack of resources and realize how resourceful we are. Work with the inches you have. So that's my little talk for today, y'all. I'm heading to work. I'm a little bit late, but it's still all good. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.